Hi, I'm Dave, welcome to the channel. Before we start, I should just apologise for the fact that this isn't the usual well planned out video that I do, because I just had an idea without a plan and I stuck a camera on. So we'll see how this goes. The other day, I was sitting there thinking, I really need to build some kind of divider wall between my pit lane and my main straight. So here we go. I'm going to start by using a piece of plasticard. I think that's the trade name. It's styrene sheet. I'm going to start by dividing it into 4 fat bits and 4 thin bits. You don't need to see that. So here it is done. So 4 thin strips and 4 fatter strips. Now I'm going to get a piece of track, and where the pegs are, I'm going to lay these strips along the track and just mark out where the red pegs are. And get the next piece along and align it up next to it. And because the pieces of plasticard aren't the same length as the pieces of track, they're all slightly different, so I've had to number them up just so I know what order they're in. Now the easiest way to draw a line the thickness of the track is to sandwich a piece of plasticard between 2 pieces of track and draw a line along it. It's going to be right. So now, in theory, we can cut out where we've marked on these pieces of card and make slots for the red track clips to fit through. So that's all of those done. And now I'm going to take the thinner piece of plasticard that I cut and lay this piece of wood sort of half overlapping over it. So the edge is down the centre line of the strip of plasticard, if you get me. I have another piece for the other side, and I've put CA glue along the bottom edge of that piece of plasticard. I'm just going to use these 2 pieces of wood to clamp it so it's definitely at 90 degrees, and what we're gluing together here is a kind of T-shape. So, as they say, 1 eternity later, there's 4 of these now, each with little slots cut in them in the right place and capable of standing upright by themselves. So here's the plan. Will it work? Remember, I just had an idea and I'm busking this at the moment, so this isn't perfect. So in theory, that should stay upright. It is a little bit flimsy though. Thinking on my feet, I've got some thicker plasticard. So I've cut some very thin strips of that, and my plan is to run it along the top edge to kind of stiffen it up a bit. It will also give the top of the wall a bit of a profile, so we might get a bit of a shadow on it later. Now I've deliberately cut the top rails shorter than the pieces I'm fitting them to, so that I do an overlap, which means I can join all 4 of these other pieces together in one nice long single piece of pit wall. And there you have one long single all joined together piece of pit wall. The next thing we've got to do is make it look nice. So I've got some sheets where I've printed out off a printer just a texture of some grey concrete. I'm cutting that into strips. And this is fairly obvious really. I'm going to stick the strips on there, and I'm going to slowly wallpaper the whole of the wall with concrete texture that I've printed out and cut up into little bits. And I'm going to stick it on with my favourite glue stick, because it gives you a little bit of a chance to move it all about if it's not quite positioned right. And once it's on there, it is on there. So there we are, finished and wrapped all around that little top profile as well. Gives it a bit of depth visually. So now I've got to try and fit this into the track in the right place. This turned out to be far more fiddly than I was expecting. It was alright fitting 1 piece of plasticard between 2 bits of track, but 4 bits between 8 bits of track. I needed an extra pair of hands really, so then I stood it on its end because gravity helps. But there we are, finally all clicked back together. Brilliant. Still brilliant. Now I was thinking about the end of this pit wall, and as I was thinking about it, one of the legs fell off my octopus camera tripod. So I thought, that's a spongy thing. We could use that at the end. Just trim it to height. Then stick the scissors through the middle. There. And do the same the other end as well. And then I printed out some London Park logos, did a little bit of amateurish weathering, and there's the finished product. I like the fact that the rail overhangs and there's a slight shadow cast onto the wall below. course, there's Mr. Thumbs Up Man. And as always, he approves. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch one of my videos. I am going to start changing the end of this up soon, but in the meantime, if you like this video, you'll find there's a button specifically for that. Please subscribe to the channel for further updates, leave a comment if you have one, and check out these other great slot car channels.